KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tumon and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Island leaders and residents react to the latest war of words between the U.S. and North Korea. Tragedy in Tumon after an elderly man drowns in the waters off the bay. And child clergy sex abuse cases filed in local courts are on hold pending settlement talks.
Half a day and good evening.
Island residents woke up to the headlines all over the globe that North Korea is looking at the possibility of launching a missile aimed at Guam. Many here on the island getting phone calls and messages from others elsewhere concerned about what's going on.
And that threat early today follows President Donald Trump's announcement warning North Korea that any threat to the U.S. would be met with fire and fury. Wei-ji Jang has more.
As tensions with North Korea continue to rise, a warning from President Trump.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury.
The president spoke shortly after CBS News confirmed that a new intelligence assessment has concluded that North Korea can now build a nuclear warhead small enough to fit on top of a missile. And U.S. intelligence estimates North Korea has enough nuclear material to build dozens of nuclear weapons. The news comes as more Americans say they're worried about the ongoing standoff with the communist country. 72% told CBS News they feel uneasy about a possibility of a conflict with North Korea. The Trump administration is hopeful that new UN economic sanctions will help resolve the situation.
We have to enforce these to be, for this to be legitimate. We have to hold these countries accountable.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is in Asia this week, urging other nations to help enforce those sanctions. The UN ambassador says they are the most severe ever imposed on Pyongyang. Today, President Trump took to Twitter to praise the sanctions, saying after many years of failure, countries are coming together to finally address the dangers posed by North Korea. We must be tough and decisive. The public isn't so sure about that approach. Only 35% of those surveyed by CBS News say they are confident in the president's ability to handle North Korea. Wei-ji Jang, Guam's News Network.
Well, the island's delegate, Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio, was quick to respond, stating, quote, North Korea's most recent threat to target Guam is dangerous and it further heightens tensions in our region. While we have heard threats like this in the past, I take them very seriously and continue to engage with our DoD partners to ensure that Guam and our people remain safe.
Berdalio adding, quote, the president's tweet earlier today is concerning and unhelpful and does not lay out a clear strategy on how he will address the growing threats from North Korea. Kim Jong-un's reckless behavior cannot be tolerated, and I strongly urge the president to explore every avenue to peacefully respond to it and avoid further escalating this situation, end quote.
Well, working to relieve the tension felt by the news, local government and military officials have spoken out today, adamant that there is zero threat to Guam.
Isa Baza has more.
Stay calm and carry on. That's the message from Governor Eddie Baza Calvo in response to concerns over a possible missile strike from North Korea.
I've gotten assurances, again, from all levels, both local command and in Washington, D.C., that this island will be defended and is, and the United States military has their forces ready to protect and defend not only Guam, but all American interest in this region and the homeland.
Calvo says this after speaking with officials from the White House, National Security Agency, and the commander of Joint Region Marianas, Rear Admiral Shoshana Chatfield.
There is a lot of rhetoric that is going on right now, both by the North Korean leader and also by some of the reports that are coming out with the national and the international media. But to this point, it has been made very clear to me that the defenses of this island and the perceived threats, there has been no change of status.
Meanwhile, JRM Public Affairs Officer Greg Kuntz maintained the military is prepared for any situation. He told KUAM, quote, "We always maintain a high state of readiness and have the capabilities to counter any threat," end quote. Adjutant General Brigadier General Roderick Leon Guerrero added, quote, "The Guam National Guard stands ready to provide trained and ready personnel and equipment in the event of any federal or local emergency," end quote.
We will be having this constant communication with the local command and also with the federal government if anything changes. And that's something I commit to the people and commit to the media, that we're going to get information real time. Once we get it, we'll get it to you folks.
But what if a missile strike were to actually happen? Guam Homeland Security Advisor George Charfur said missile defense systems are in place to protect the island, including the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System at Andersen Air Force Base. The Department of Defense has reported the THAAD can shoot down long-range ballistic missiles and has a 100% accuracy rate to date.
That capability still exists, and it's the condition of that is ready. Okay, so that's one missile system. The other, there's right around the Sea of Japan, they have the Aegis warships. Those are also part of the national missile defense.
With all the defense capabilities in place, Charfur said there's a 0.00001% chance of a missile reaching Guam. However, Calvo will be convening the Unified Coordination Group, which includes Rear Admiral Chatfield, to further discuss the readiness of federal and local first responders. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
Well, Chris, we are also hearing from Guam's lawmakers. Senator Frank Ugin Jr. stating, quote, "Readiness is the key here. It is basically the military's ability to fight and win wars." Ugin adding, are we ready to defend and protect the people of Guam from any threat in the region? We are ready.
Meantime, Senator Mike St. Nicholas stated, quote, "The personal safety of the people of Guam is no more than a risk yesterday than it is today and into the future. We must not allow these threats to achieve their purpose. We must demonstrate in our resolve that Guam is not only safe but fearless."
Well, news of the North Korean threat spread quickly through the community, raising anxiety levels among some, while others expressed confidence that Guam was prepared for such an attack.
Here's a sampling of what residents had to say.
Past administrations have just let it slide and kicked the can down the road. So now North Korea feels like they can get away with anything. And I'm not really nervous. I'm pretty confident in our military capability.
I guess the first thing that comes to mind is, immediately first, where's my family? To come up with a plan about if anything happens and we're apart, where do we meet and if we're all separated?
Well, if the United States says they're going to give them a last warning, they should, because it's going to keep escalating. And to me, I'm not scared about North Korea coming to, threatening Guam, because I'm a retired military and I know how it is.
We don't have the intelligence data to really know what's going on. And I think it appears from just general knowledge, they have not miniaturized their nuclear weapons yet. So to hit Guam, they're going to have to do that. And I think that we're prepared for, at this point, whatever they can send at us.
I don't think North Korea does anything that China doesn't want it to do. I think there's a lot of things that China retaliates and asserts control and power through, and I think North Korea is one of those things.
No doubt the threat has raised concern with the impact to our tourism industry, but Guam Visitors Bureau President Nate DeKnight today stating GVB would like to assure all potential travelers that Guam is a safe and protected island destination. He adds the island has had a record number of visitors coming here this year and is on track to have the best year in the history of tourism, so he invites those travelers to continue with their plans to visit Guam.
The Archdiocese of Agana also reminding residents to pray. In light of North Korean threats, the church issued a press release stating, "Please pray that the Holy Spirit will instill in the leaders of our country and all nations the virtues of wisdom and understanding to promote peace rather than war." The church also sides with the governor, who advises residents to remain calm and trust that the security of our island is in good hands.
Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM news than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
At Shell, it's about offering more than just fuel. It's about providing service to people. From hot coffees to warm welcomes, from clean bathrooms to fresh food, we're on a mission to make you leave happier than when you arrived. So whatever your journey, we're here. Welcome to service. Welcome to Shell. Serving the islands for over 30 years. Share your story at Shell Foodies Guam on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag Station Stories, hashtag Shell Guam.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Hyundai's summer clearance event is happening now. Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus and Mighty. With financing as low as 1.99%. There's no better time to drive a new Hyundai Accent, ranked highest in initial quality, starting at just $11,995. Or the new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. SUV lovers, check out the new Hyundai Tucson starting at $19,995. Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our Hyundai summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
This is Tabby. Tabby's service provider is IT&E. This allows her to walk on campus without having to rely on Wi-Fi.
Hey, Abby. Hey, I switched to the IT&E student plan just like you. I love how affordable their plan is. I'm so glad I switched to IT&E. What?
Get up to 5 gigs a month for just $30 and the first 3 months free at IT&E.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Now to tragic news out of Tumon. A 90-year-old man believed to be a tourist is dead after a reported drowning earlier today. It happened at the beachside of Hyatt Hotel around 11 a.m. Guam Fire Department spokesperson Kevin Riley says CPR was performed on the victim. He was taken from the scene by ambulance to the Guam Regional Medical City but didn't survive. His name has yet to be released. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola confirms an autopsy is scheduled for Thursday afternoon.
Well, no action will be taken on 20 clergy sex abuse lawsuits as well as a defamation lawsuit filed in the Superior Court, at least for now.
On Wednesday, the local court granted a motion to stay on both matters in light of settlement talks. Here's more.
We did. We requested a motion to stay in the same reasons we had in the district court. Hopefully we'll be able to come to a settlement through the mediation process with the victims.
And as Archdiocese of Agana's attorney John Turlahi requested on Tuesday, Superior Court Judge Michael Berdalio granted a motion to stay on 20 clergy sex abuse cases. The stay is only for 30 days, just enough time to give parties who've expressed willingness to participate in settlement talks time to discuss the processes with mediator, Oregon-based retired federal judge Michael Hogan. That meeting is scheduled for September 5th in Hawaii, followed by Hogan's trip to Guam in late October.
We seem pretty confident that as long as everyone comes in good favor, we think that settlement will happen.
Also on a temporary hold in the local courts is a $2 million libel and slander lawsuit against the church and Archbishop Anthony Apparon. As reported, Apparon fired back after the allegations of child sex abuse were made against him. Via video and press release statements, Apparon defended his innocence and called his accusers liars who were out to destroy the church. Apparon's attorney, Jackie Turlahi, reminded the court she filed a motion to dismiss the defamation lawsuit nearly a year ago without response.
On the defamation suit, what our grounds are is that every person has the right to assert their innocence, that they cannot be sued in defamation simply by asserting their innocence. The court has ordered a temporary stay. 30 days is not going to be a huge delay in the matter, and that I'm pleased with, is that the court has an interest in moving the case forward.
Although he, like most of the local judges, filed to be disqualified from hearing the matters due to close ties to the church, Judge Bordallo was tapped to sit on the cases. Bordallo in court today disclosed that his chamber clerk is a close relative to the president of the Concerned Catholics of Guam, David Sablon. A return hearing is set for September 12. Parties will then determine how best to proceed.
A longtime advocate for transparency in the church speaks out about what he's calling freeloaders.
The property in question is the Redemptorist Mater Seminary in Jonya. Here's more. Pay rent or get out. That's the sentiment from Concerned Catholics of Guam President David Sablon.
We have this property now that is back in the church patrimony, and that is the Jonya property where the Redemptorist Mater Seminary is situated. And we still have people staying out there.
Sablon has written to RMS leadership to find out who's staying in the former hotel and has yet to receive a response. He alleges the group consists of members of the Neo-Catechumenal Way, including missionaries, seminarians, and presbyters. Though their operations are no longer financially supported by the Archdiocese, he reports they use the space free of charge.
Free hotel for a bunch of freeloaders from around the world.
Sablon takes issue with this, considering 14 Catholic schools and all Catholic parishes are being assessed fees to keep church operations afloat.
Here they are staying out there, the RMS, rent-free, exposing actually the Archdiocese and the church to liability risks. And then on the other hand, we're charging our school kids to cough up some money, to pay off old debts that is now been assumed by the Archdiocese. In my opinion, this is another type of abuse of our children. If we are going to charge them now to pay our old debts, they should be kept out of this. There should be other ways and means.
Though Sablon suspects Catholic school enrollment will go down as a result of increased fees, Archdiocese Communications Director Tony Diaz says they have yet to gauge the numbers since not all Catholic schools are back in session. As reported, the RMS property is also up for sale amid the nearly 100 clergy sex abuse lawsuits lodged against the church. The church recently released a list of 41 non-essential church assets. The RMS at the top of the list and likely their top ticket item. KUAM files show the property once valued at $75 million, though church officials won't confirm its present appraised value. KUAM called the RMS and asked to speak with the rector. Our calls were not returned as of news time.
4 employees at the Department of Public Works have tested positive for using illicit drugs. A total of 200 employees were recently tested. DPW is awaiting the results of more tests conducted, and officials say administrative action will be taken on the 4 that came back with the positive results. The mass drug test followed a police raid at the Upper Tumon compound in early June after the department heads were tipped off that drugs were being brought onto the property. A GPD dog led officers to a car where they found a bag of the drug ice. The owner of the car, who was also a DPW employee, was arrested. Francis Dunca was charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance.
Former GPD Colonel Mark Charfers pleaded not guilty during his arraignment this morning. He is facing charges of obstructing governmental functions and official misconduct, both as misdemeanors. This stems from an incident in Agate last Christmas Eve, where Charfers was caught on police body cam footage yelling at junior officers responding to a report of fireworks. The incident resulted in Charfers being demoted, then terminated from the force. He recently won his demotion appeal and is set to go back before the CSC to begin his termination appeal hearing this Thursday. Trial for his misdemeanor case has been set for August 18 at 9 a.m.
Don't be fooled. The Attorney General's office warning of a reported Internal Revenue Service scam that consumers may receive via text message. The text message will likely state that an arrest warrant was issued and the consumer will be directed to a phone number with a 202 area code. Again, the IRS never calls, texts, or emails notifications to taxpayers. All IRS notices are sent in writing through the mail, and for more information or to report a case, call 475-3324 extension 3255.
No one likes to hear that they will have to pay more for electricity. But as Valerie Maige reports in this week's Think Green, there are ways to keep the lights on and still save up.
Think Green, presented by GPA, bringing energy solutions to you.
When you get your August power bill, you might see a jump in numbers. The Public Utilities Commission increased the Levelized Energy Adjustment Clause, LEAC, or what's more commonly known as the fuel recovery charge, on your statement.
Now the impact, basically on an average 1,000 kilowatt for residential ratepayers, you're looking at an increase of $12.70 on your new bill, or a 6.3% increase overall.
Guam Power Authority veteran Vanessa Cepeda says there are ways to help balance the cost for consumption in your home, even with the latest increase. Cepeda explains the need for residents to learn when to unplug, as even the most ordinary home appliances can be draining your energy and your pockets. Vampiric loads can be frightening if you aren't careful.
Basically, you have your game consoles that are not in use, however they're plugged into the outlet on the wall. You have your coffee maker plugged in as well, microwave, cell phone chargers just plugged in but not charging anything. Basically, collectively, they will draw power, and if it's not in use, basically unplug it.
If you have an extra TV or some other electronic device or appliance you don't switch on too often, you should consider unplugging it entirely until the next time you actually use it. Also, plug into power strips, which allow you to toggle the power flow on and off. You can control the power usage of clusters of devices so they're not consuming electricity when you're not at home. Even using a light switch that turns power outlets on and off, if you have one, accomplishes the same end with even less effort. Setting your computer to sleep mode or turning off your game console instead of leaving it paused for a long period of time could lead to bigger savings. You can also make upgrades to more energy-efficient appliances like air conditioning systems with the Energy Sense rebate program. And finally, Cepeda says by monitoring your power consumption, you can control your power consumption. GPA's My Energy website allows you to track power use in your home.
It's user-friendly. I recommend that our ratepayers go in there, register. That way they can monitor their consumption, know what's being turned on, how much consumption is being used on a daily, and take advantage of that so they can better control their consumption.
For more information on GPA's tools, including the Energy Sense rebate program and My Energy monitoring, you can check out their website at guampowerauthority.com. For this week's Think Green, I'm Valerie Maige.
Think Green, presented by GPA, bringing energy solutions to you.
Sports is next with Double D, but first, here's weather.
From the network that brought you up to 3 times more data comes the dawn of a new data. The epic story of Guam's only network brave enough to give 10 free gigs of bonus data on every line every month to customers who bundle their services. Reviewers are calling the offer totes awesome. Best deal ever. And yes.
Visit GTA.net for details.
I'm here to announce the launch of McDonald's new signature sriracha sandwich, and they decided to turn it up. It's topped with crispy onions, fresh baby spinach, and kale.
Onions and baby green.
That's not all. They decided to turn it up even more.
Up and up.
They created an exclusive sriracha mac sauce with just the right kick of spice. Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah, but it's here only for a limited time. The McDonald's signature sriracha sandwich. Where are you going?
GU Self-Storage, Guam's newest and largest storage facility with the island's largest variety of storage unit sizes to meet customer demands. Our facility applies the most advanced access and security surveillance system, including the state-of-the-art Easy Code phone app. Keep what's important to you safe and secure with fully covered loading and unloading area in a fully climate-controlled facility. We offer professional packing, pickup, and delivery of your storage items and complimentary use of hand truck, appliance dollies, and pallet jacks, and all offer ADA accessible units. For our customer convenience, we offer access to our on-site business center, conference room, and mail hub services. Call our friendly and professional management team at 648-7867 to learn more about our flexible month-to-month lease options with best rates starting as low as $50. GU Self-Storage, located next to McDonald's in Harmon, the old GPA building.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. Parent of the year? Better. Making her heart skip a beat. Thump. Undeniable. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade.
Step up to GMC with 0% financing for 72 months on this lineup of 2017 models when you finance through GM Financial.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. The Summer Jam basketball tournament wrapped up play at the Tumon Gym in the Open Co-ed Recreation Division. It was the Tumon Typhoons taking on Diversity, and in the men's division, it was the Anderson Bombers taking on the HVK Bulldogs. The Summer Jam basketball tournament came to an end with teams being crowned champions in their respective divisions. The Tumon Typhoons met up with Diversity in the Open Co-ed Recreation Division. Christine Valena with the pass to John Aquino, who gives it up to David Santos up top. Deep ball from way behind the arc rattles in for three. Action Aisha finds Eric Allegre down low for the easy bucket off glass. Typhoons up 4 with 6 minutes left in the game. Rasal Mandapat dribbles up court, the defender leaving too much space. Mandapat pulls up and drains the shot from long range. Tumon Typhoons player Conrad Berg, with position off the inbound play, slips his way through the defense to get the finish. Joe Franco put up 9 for Diversity.